This is the worst. This is the worst. Why is this the worst? This is the worst because I was supposed to be here 2.5 fucking hours ago. That's why this is the worst. I'm hella mad. I have had nothing but technical difficulties all fucking day. All day. I think that it might be time for me to start thinking about a new computer. I gotta tell you. Because I keep having problems with this one. And it's old. Like, it's old enough that, like, a replacement isn't unreasonable. But damn. It's not what I want to do. And I can't do it, like, right now. But it's just something I'm gonna have to keep in mind. Alright, so I'm trying to make sure that I get all of my must-dos done every day. And I have got 2 more to do. And I'm going to prioritize one because even if I get a little bit done on one of them, that's totally enough. So, let's do this. All right. So, yesterday, I placed this waste yarn right here, that gray. And that right there is just marking where I'm going to take out this yarn when I put the heel. Now there's one row that's live stitches around. That is one, excuse me, of 10. So I've got to do 9 more rounds now. All right, so that's what we're doing right now. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe, like, everything. I can't. I mean, I can. I know my life. I know my life. Nothing but technical difficulties, though. Like, all freaking day. It was a nightmare. I was ready to, like, I don't know, break stuff. I had an interview today. I think it went okay. I'm hoping it went okay. I was trying in the interview, which I was doing on my phone, because my computer was so fuck you. I was trying to send an email to the person that I was talking to, and like everything just fucking froze. Like, I don't know, but everything froze. And I can't deal with this. Can't. So here we are. Oh my gosh. Seriously, y'all. I was about to have a conniption fit. It really was. Like, everything. Like Murphy's Law with my tech. Just every fucking thing. First of all, let's finish our latte now. Okay, my latte is finished now. It's okay, I have a cappuccino too. What? Yeah. I have to go to the day job tomorrow. I gotta tell you, I'm not looking forward to it. Like, I know I've said this a couple times, but having to go in there, like, every day is just getting harder and harder and harder. So... I'm making a note to myself. Don't mind me. Oh my gosh. So what did I do today? I watched the end of The Right, which apparently I've never watched. I didn't realize it. I had this thing for possession and like evil spirit movies. Along that vein, I decided to go back and finish watching Ouija. Was it The Origin of Evil? I think is the subtitle. I've seen it before, like a couple of times, but I hadn't watched it in a while, and I was like, yeah. What's funny is it kind of spooked me the other day, and I've seen it before. Like, I've seen it, like, at least 3 or 4 times. But for whatever reason, my brain was just like, overdrive! So, that happened. So, I didn't finish it. So, I finished that. I started Malevolent, but I feel like I needed to pay more attention than I was to it. And what I was just watching was Unfriended, which I've seen at least once before. Yeah, I love spooky shit, so there you go. Oh my gosh. I'm having a time of it. Like, I wanted to get so much done. Impromptu mother-daughter stuff just kind of completely demolished the plans I had for the weekend, which was to get stuff done. I don't regret seeing The Little, like, I don't. But damn, I was not prepared for that to happen last minute. I wasn't, which really sucks. I did get to the gym today. I did not want to go. I didn't go hard today because my stomach hurt. Probably because I've been eating junk like all day. Because I'm stressed out. Yeah. And I know I'm stressed out because I'm eating junk. And that's like absolutely something that happens when I'm stressed out. I need to think of a better habit. Speaking of junk, this is not junk. This is my cappuccino. That's what this is. Which has been sitting on my desk far too long. Oh my gosh. So, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to try to do all of the rounds for this section before we quit tonight. I do not know if that's going to happen because seriously, I have a shit ton of other things I have to do. And I don't know how I'm going to do them all. Like, I don't. And it's fucking killing me. It's fucking killing me. I was late to the gym today, like by like a whole half an hour, which honestly threw me the fuck off. Which means I was getting home right at 7. And I knew it was like gonna end badly when I went so late. And I'm like, well, late or not, you better go because you don't want to start off on the bad foot. I'm like, I do not want to start off on a bad foot. Oh my gosh. It's fucking killing me. Just, I didn't talk to Bay. Past like this morning. Like lately, that's our conversation is kind of a, hey, how you doing in the morning? And then it's like silence all day long, which is not how the conversation has been going, which is slightly distressing, but like I said, I'm trying to be okay. I'm trying to be okay. I don't know how much more stress I can handle. I talked to Wife today. So Wife had a coworker who was kind of useless, and that person is no longer working with Wife. But that means that Wife now has to take over what they were doing as far as time that they were there. And so Wife's schedule has shifted, and Wife is like not excited about it because it means they are staying to close. And I just for a point of reference, the shop closes at 6, and I didn't hear from them until 7 because apparently there was just a whole bunch of shit going on. Which I mean, yeah. That's not a fucking shocker. All right, it's not. because usually closing down takes like, half an hour, right? And that's like, it's half an hour after you're actually closed. And that's usually cleanup, is what that is. But if you have to count stuff, if you close stuff out, if you have people stay late, if you have last minute things come in, that pushes everything back. And I don't know exactly what happened because wife did not tell me and I did not ask. But there's a really good chance that it was something like that. And if so, I mean, shit happens. Just roll with it. So, yeah, wife is not excited about that. So, oh my gosh. Oh, why? So the update that happened to our store apparently happened to wife's store. And this update is a demand to meet a quota that's not realistic. And I have told wife, like, before this was known, like, because I was telling them last week, I was like, look, you probably need to move on from this job because this whole situation is getting ugly and it's not going to get better. It's just not. And with it getting ugly, you're going to get dragged down with it. And then you're going to get to a point where like leaving is not going to be optional. It's going to be like absolutely necessary. And you're going to have to just like suddenly be out. Probably. So I'm a fan of like preparing and like easing out if you can, instead of like, fucking torch and burn. All right. Now, I mean, whatever happens, like however it happens is however it happens, right? But I'm definitely a really big fan and proponent of if you can plan your way out, you should probably do that. It'll be less traumatic to do it that way. Now, wife, bless her heart, does not really have their shit together as far as planning goes. So, the likelihood that wife is going to be able to manage this, like as far as a plan, is just really low. It's really low. Oh no. Oh no, I hope it don't fall. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're going to have to do something about this because this is really... Okay, alright. Let's do something. I think I'm going to have to take this out. I think so. Fuck. Just because this is so big. This ladder right here is so big. I'm trying to think of if there's a way for me to fix this without like disassemble. Okay. I think there is, and this is not a usual problem, people. I just want you to know this is not usually something I'm worried about. But this is a special case because shit done happened, and I'm gonna see if I can do this. Okay, no, that's not this. That's more trouble. All right. So Tink Tink, it is. Oh my gosh, poor little Tink Tink. Ah, poor little Tink Tink. That's okay. Oh my gosh. This isn't really a big deal. We're just gonna add this on to the oh my fucking god that is the day. So, I said I'm gonna try and get through online rounds that I have to do. we're going to scratch that and say that what we're going to try to do is get through all of the hour minimum that we want to have. And whatever's left over is probably just going to be done off camera. Because right now, I'm having a tough time. Okay. Kind of losing my shit right now. Like, you can't tell on camera, okay? Because I'm moving real slow. My voice is even. But I still have so much to do. I have to put my uniform together for tomorrow. I need to pack lunch, which is already made, but like I need to get myself together as far as that goes. These are things I usually don't do, but tomorrow's going to be stressful. I already know that. So we need to eliminate as much of the stress as possible. Eliminate the nose. Okay, so what might end up happening, all right, y'all, is that I take this sock right over here and put it on a separate pair of needles and then put it back, which I know is utter just madness. I know. Oh, sugar. I was thinking about watching The Silence. I've watched that a bunch of times. I like it though. Okay, so there we go. Oh yeah. We're gonna have to do this like this. Okay, so let's just make this as complicated as possible, people. Right? That's what we're doing right now. Now I have to figure out where these needles are. Did you know the dog has her own side of the bed? Because I didn't. Okay, though, dog. Okay. All right. So, I did mention this, I think, yesterday. If you're going to have to slide, like, and move stitches off the needles for whatever reason, like, oh, look, this is actually going to have this problem too. Fuck. Oh my God. Okay, so I guess what we're actually going to do is just take back this all the way. Just all the way is what we're doing. What the fuck? I'm having a hard time. Okay, I'm having a hard time. Obviously. There's a very large glass of wine sitting next to me. I haven't touched it. I haven't. Thinking about it right now. But I haven't. So, oh my gosh. This is just the worst. Like everything that couldn't go wrong today. Like I think have we checked off the list on everything I'm trying to do today? Like have we met our quota of fuck ups? Because I really hope so. I really, really hope so. I can't take anymore. And the messed up part is I totally was like starting the day off all right, and I was gonna get a bunch done. I was supposed to make 2 phone calls, but friends like called me kind of in the middle of the morning and threw me off. And then the tech difficulties kept me off my game like all day, and it was just one thing after another. I didn't put stuff in my planner, so I didn't set alarms for things. So that was like the nail in the coffin with me getting anything done today. Apparently. Like everything coalesced into a whole bunch of damn it. So, and I'm trying really hard to like focus on very little at a time. It's not working, but I'm trying. Now I've got Doja Cat playing in my head, most likely. I was listening to that on the way to the gym and the way from the gym, actually. Yeah, when friend called, and then friend called me this afternoon to like tell me stuff, and I was like trying to get ready for the gym. So like, because I was futzing around with my computer, I that's part of why I was late to the gym, because I was dealing with that. I was just trying to get it to work. I don't know what the problem was. Like, I'm not saying it's my computer per se, but I was having an issue with the browser, and it was making me really grumpy. Which is fair, okay? It's fair. I'm sure that my computer was grumpy with me. You know what it looks like? It looks like we're going to spend most of this video undoing this. We're almost at the halfway mark. And yeah. You know, at least we're keeping it consistent for today, okay? So, I don't know. I think it is important to see stuff like this. I've talked about it a little bit before. But it's really easy for people to see this, right? This part right here. This finished part, this perfect toe. And just think the whole process is like that. No, it's not. It absolutely, positively is not. I mean, I have been knitting since 2009. Okay. I knit lace, I do cables. I've done a number of techniques. Like, I'm not a novice knitter, okay? And I still fuck things up. So that's going to happen. And it's really easy for someone who has far less experience to get like really, really perturbed and really upset and really disappointed with themselves. But it's like, with all the experience I have, what, like 11 years? Is that right? I don't know. It was 21 years. Shit. I don't know. Fuck. I can't math. Math is hard. Anyway. Okay, it's like 13 years, I think. Yeah. Alright. Anyway. Almost a decade and a half. Even me with all that experience. Right? What am I doing? I'm tinking backwards. Or knitting backwards, because tinking is backwards. Also, my phone is not charging. That was the other reason I was late today. So I got home right at 7. I was like, crap. You didn't put the offer a day up, and I still have to do that. Plus, you have to write the copy for this your announcement, right, for Instagram. I'm like, shit, I do have to do that. I'm like, well, you know what else you have to do? You gotta take pictures. Because I was supposed to do that this morning. I didn't do it this morning. So just everything. Anyway, so then I was like, well, my phone isn't charging. I'm not ready. I have to take pictures. I have to write copy. I have to get my computer to cooperate. Let's just push it off until 8, right? That was the plan. All right, push it off till 8. No. No. Apparently that wasn't good enough either. So, sometime after 9, 9:30, finally, It was bad. Okay, it was really bad. And I'm not thrilled about this turnout. Like, it's just, oh man. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. I can take, it's not going to add but so much time onto the, you know, process. And still, tinking like part of one round back is way better than frogging the whole like toe. Okay, which I've already done with this once. So, yeah. I knew to pull the yarn tight. I need to do that. And I still mucked it up. On a good note, so this wine that's sitting next to me is a new one. I had a blueberry one a couple weeks ago after having another blueberry one like before that. And the first blueberry was all right. It wasn't as sweet as I wanted it to be. The second blueberry was maybe a touch better, but still not. This one's peach. It's kind of like chef's kiss, honestly. It's just right. It's just the right amount of sweet. It's just the right amount of tart. It's not too freaking dry, because while I drink wine, I'm not really a wino. Because I like dessert wines, and I'm a child when it comes to my taste. Okay, so here's the thing. This is really important. If you are knitting between, like when you're doing double points, if you're doing this, which is magic loop, when you start here, you need to pull, like, this needs to be pulled taut. Because if it's not, you're going to have this giant ladder. And this is how you do it. You knit the stitch, and then you pull, right? And that's it. That's it. All fix it. You just need to tug a little extra at the ends of, the sides, right? The ends of the needle and like where the work begins or switches needles. So there's that. Okay, I'm going to do this. I don't know. I don't know if that's better for y'all or not, but we're going to try it. So here we are. So we've now officially made it to the 10 o'clock mark. I think after I do this, before I do anything else, I'm going to do my Noom real quick, because I want that done on the calendar day. And then I'm going to do the homework and the evening work. So there's a really good chance I'm going to be up really late, and I am going to most definitely regret this come tomorrow morning. I already know that. So I also need to make a bunch of plans. So I need to make a gym plan. Patreon, Twitch. Yeah. I need to make all the plans. Okay, so again, right, we're gonna start over here. Move that out the way so I have accidentally knit with the wrong strand before. Usually when I knit with the wrong strand, it is knitting with the tail, not like a literal other part. But that can happen too. Oh no. Uh-oh. What happened here? Something happened. Okay. That's weird. That's super weird. I don't know what is going on here. Like, what? How did this happen? I don't know, people. I don't know. Alright, let's try this again. It's weird. Yep, no, Doja Cat is still definitely playing in my head. Alright, so... Alright, I think we fixed that. I think I looked like hell for my interview, and I'm like, now I'm nervous about it. I was trying really hard to look at the person I was talking to. It's really difficult for me when I can see my face, not to stare at my own face and like scrutinize it. And I know I'm not the only one, and I've gotten a little better because I do video, so like I know where to look. But yeah, I had a hoodie on, my hair was frizzy, probably looked tired. just everything, just everything. Everything that could go wrong did. I feel like today like was going for like the Olympic, was going for gold with the fuck ups. It just felt like an extra amount of damn it. Like why? Why is there so much damn it today? It's way too much. Like I got some of tomorrow's quota, apparently. Oh, I also technically I have 3 things to do. I have to also do. I gotta do a Patreon post. I didn't do a proper one, and I need to. I did a placeholder, which I'm absolutely gonna fucking delete if I can get the proper one done. So I might do that first because that takes time, and that's the one thing I don't have a lot of as far as like meeting deadlines. Yeah, because my interview it took the whole allotted hour, which was not expected by the presenter. Now I got to be honest with you, I can definitely I can keep you. Like I can 100% keep you. I'm very engaging and whoopsie. That's like 100% like me, right? So, oh yeah, I just want to anybody who is seeing this, whether you're seeing this on Twitch on demand or whether you see it later, you should absolutely head over to my Patreon and cast a vote for this week's project time. I'm going to try and remember to say that. We're going to see how well I do. Probably not great, but we're going to try. Just because, I mean, the poll is there. It needs input. So if you want any say in what I work on this week, that is your chance. So here's, and this is why this is important. I do not get feedback or suggest. I don't take those things from other people because I already know what I want to do, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've gotten into a few almost arguments with people over that actually, which is kind of funny. And I guess it's like, well, you don't want to hear my feedback. I'm like, no, I actually don't. And that, oh man, Get your knickers in a twist. Like, what? Why are you mad, bro? Like, seriously. Like, is my decisiveness hurting your feelings? And apparently it is. Just like the weirdest thing. Like, why are you mad about somebody not wanting unsolicited advice? What? I don't get it. But hey, nobody asked me. Speaking of advice, okay, so we're story time. I was talking to friend, and friend was just like, I just want a t-shirt that fits. And I was like, okay. So I got some input about that. Not saying you're gonna like it, but like this explains the problem you're having. And it thusly it makes the problem inevitable. And so like don't get mad about it, because unless you address these issues, this is going to be a problem. Okay, so friend's complaint was that they could not find a t-shirt that fit them just so. Okay, and anything off the rack, right? Like directly off the rack from a big box store, right? Anything that's not specifically made for your measurements, it's going to be hit or miss. Okay, so you have to be realistic with your expectations when it comes to stuff like that. Also, you need to understand that if you're like seeing people, like especially in magazines or ad copy, you know, and that whatever it is looks great on them, that stuff is either it's tailored to them. It's made to look like that. So you have to understand that like the only way for something to like really work for you is tailoring. Okay, which is one of the reasons why I want to do it. It's also like a really specific, unique, interesting challenge. And yeah, it's absolutely something that I want to like know more about. Okay. And that's like list of skills. And I mean, in fact, tailoring, that's what I'm doing with these socks right now. So anyway, there's a couple of things you need to consider when you're buying clothes. So here's a little free dissertational advice. Okay. The first thing is, and that's not in no particular order, okay? But you need to consider that whatever garment we're talking about, there are multiple measurements that actually realistically truly matter when it comes to that garment, right? But when it comes to sizing, there's only one measurement that's going to be used, right? And it's going to vary from garment to garment, okay? And it might even vary from garment to garment among different designers, right, and labels. So there's that. With a shirt, a lot of times what they're measuring is under the armpit, right? Just straight across. Now, the thing with it is people are not flat. They are not straight across. They are bumpy, right, and squishy. And there's usually more in the front, right, than there is in the back, right? Your chest is going to poke out a little more. And so you need to consider that in your measurements too. Like where it's going to sit is going to be particular, right? So you need to know the measurement that matters, right? And then you need to know what yours is for that spot, okay? The next thing you need to consider is ease, Okay, so ease is the space between your skin and the garment. Okay? And the thing with that is some things are meant to be worn with a certain amount of ease, right? So if you like your clothes loose, they are meant to have positive ease. If you want your clothes tight, then they should have negative ease. If you want something where it just kind of sits on your body and it's not too tight and it's not too loose, you want some Goldilocks action, it needs to be zero ease, right? Now, here's the thing. Your personal preference of the ease that you want in a given garment, okay, and the ease that is intended based on the style, cut, and type of garment are not going to be the same necessarily. So, you have to understand that that is a factor, right? And what's going to happen is you are going to have to consider how you want your clothes to fit. Now, some cuts, styles, and designs don't work well for certain like amounts of ease in certain places, right? That's just, sometimes it's going to look awkward. It's not going to look right. Sometimes it's going to cause problems with the construction of the garment, right? That's just going to happen, right? So, what is the actual measurement? What is the intended ease based on the fit and style and design of said garment? And then what is your actual measurement? And what is the amount of ease that you personally want, right? And this is not considering things per se looking good on you so much as just fitting how you want them to fit. Another point of fact that you need to consider is the fiber content. There are certain fibers that are going to behave certain ways. That is just how that works. If you want something with a lot of drape that is stretchy and airy, you want a lightweight knit. Okay, that's the kind of fabric you want. If you want something with body and like a good amount of stiffness and that's going to hold its shape, you probably want something that's woven, right? And that's kind of a gross oversimplification of it. But the point of the matter is that different fabrics are going to behave different ways. And if you want something with a really nice airy drape, a woven heavyweight fabric is not going to do that. It's not. It's never going to do that. Like, it might do that if you wear it the fuck out. Okay? That would be like the one instance where that would happen. And then you're probably going to have problems because the shit is like worn out, right? So you got to understand that. Now, this comes all down to having reasonable expectations of what you want. And that's not to say like want what you want, but understand that there are rules that you're going to have to abide by based on how things work. Like, you're not a fabric that is not made to, designed, or constructed to sit a certain way. It's just not going to sit that way. And you got to be okay with that. You just got to be okay with that. And if you can't be okay with that, then you need to change something. You need to adjust your expectations. You need to adjust what you're using, something, right? Now, that is a lot, and most people are not going to think about any of those things. But if you've ever wondered why you have such trouble finding clothes that fit just right, those are like 3 of your reasons why. So here's the other thing, and I feel like this is maybe a little more commonly known, but maybe not, and everybody knows this. whenever a garment is designed, it's designed generally speaking in one size on a very specific set of dimensions. And then what happens after that is that those dimensions are just sized up approximately 2 inches per size. So if the small is a 30 inch, then the medium's probably a 32. And the large is probably a 34. Now, when you get up to large and go beyond it, sometimes it's 3 or 4 inches between the sizes. And sometimes it's a little more between the smaller sizes, right? And if you want to know, look at the size chart. It'll tell you. It'll tell you right there. Now, the thing with it is, bodies, right, are weird and particular, and they're imperfect, and they're shaped all kinds of interesting and unique ways. So you've also got to consider that. Your measurements, your proportions probably do not meet the original models, which means, and this was probably the like nail in the coffin about the subject, is if your frame is shaped like a rectangle, right? Your shoulders and your waist and your hips are just really close, right? In just dimension, right? And you try to wear something that is intended for somebody who has more of a triangle, so like broader shoulders and significantly narrower hips. That garment, if the hips fit, if it, like, let's just say it's a dress, if the hips fit, the shoulders are going to be probably far too big. And this is part of where the silhouette and the cut of the garment comes into play. So again, you gotta adjust your expectations. You gotta be realistic. You gotta understand that certain things work certain ways, and there's only so much give, right? Before something's just not gonna work out. And you got to be okay with that. Don't be mad about it. Don't die mad about it. Don't do it. I think we're gonna work one more round after this, and we're gonna call it good. Even though that's like a third of what I was trying to do. It doesn't help. It does not help. But I had to think all the way back to the beginning. It doesn't help. So anyway, just some food for thought. Now, this, by the way, this whole conundrum of getting things just right and having something that fits as I want it, where I want it. This is why I'm getting into making my own clothes. Even if I continue to buy things from a store, right? Understanding garment construction and sizing and all that jazz, and learning how to tailor means I could take something and adjust it. And I think that's a really, really helpful skill. Just like being able to draft something is helpful. It just is, right? So, yeah. Anyway, I understand not everybody wants to do that. And not everybody has a stitch witch. Which apparently is what we're gonna call me, the stitch witch. But, there you have it. Now, I personally have already made the offer to friend. I was like, friend, get thee hence. Like, come closer. Geographically be convenient. And, like, if you want me to, like, design or tailor for you, that's fine. I'll be happy to. So, and I absolutely have some like, I have some, what do you call it? I have access to some information on the subject. I also talked to this guy. I don't think we're talking anymore. I haven't heard from him in a really long time. Anyway, where he I actually know I know of a tailor basically, and that honestly was like the whole reason I said hello. I do because let me tell you, people who can sew, people who tailor, like, and I mean garments, not just. And look, there's nothing wrong with sewing a quilt, right? Quilting is absolutely honorable, and excellent art, and there's absolutely skill. But sewing, sewing a quilt and sewing a garment are not the same thing. Okay, I can sew a fucking quilt. I can sew a garment. Um, I can MacGyver a quilt a lot better than I can MacGyver a garment probably at this point. So yeah, so that's the thing. Anyway, like generally people who are skilled, they dress well. Okay, and I do have a bit of a weakness for it. Okay, I do. Yeah. So anyway, we're not speaking. I'm not the one who ditched the conversation. They are. I do not know if they're interested in discourse with me professionally. I would totally talk to them all day about clothes. Like absolutely. Um and I might honestly reach out sometime tomorrow and be like, "Hey, uh I totally understand if you don't actually want to talk to me like that. That's cool. My feelings are not hurt. Um but given that we both have a love of like sewing, tailoring, fabric, garment making, I would love to keep in touch about that. That might be as smooth as I can get. People, I think I can do better than that. So that might happen. That might happen. And so here's what would be really funny. It would be really funny if they stopped talking to me because they actually met someone and were like in a relationship. Um, that would just be hilarious because I could see that me reaching out would probably be a touch awkward. Um, yeah. Now, as it stands, I'm not really available. Okay, I'm not. I'm not like on layaway right now. Okay, that's not quite what's happening. I am on hold, sort of. Oh, that's weird. It's potential too. It's not, right? Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is done until it's done, right? And I'm living by that just because it's a way for me not to get my hopes up and like be disappointed, right? Like that's what that is. That's what I'm doing. I am was it managing my expectations? Which just sounds like I'm being negative, but I'm like, no, I'm just like, I know myself enough to know that if I like warm up to the idea of something happening and it doesn't happen, I'm going to be like super upset. Right? Like that's totally going to happen. And I don't want that to happen. So, what we're not going to do is fuss and muss about that. So anyway, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I know I've thrown a couple things out there. Like, I know I want a Noom as soon as possible. I think I'm going to homework last, to be honest with you. I think I could Patreon and then Noom. Like, while I'm waiting for it to load. I think that's the order we're going to do it then. Unfortunately, I do have to draft this copy first. Gosh, this is like not how I want to be ending my evening. Like, I would love to be turning in, okay? And like relaxing with a book right now. Oh yeah, all that stuff I need to do, like sitting in my uniform, packing my lunch, getting my beverages ready. As it stands, I gotta say, I think exactly none of those things are gonna happen. Because I can do that in the morning. I usually do that in the morning. I'm gonna get up at like 6, okay? And given the weekends and the day that I've had, yeah, I think it's fair for me to do that. I'm also super tempted to stay up really late because 10:30 is not already late enough. I'm tempted to stay up really late and try to get all this done. And that sounds like utter fucking madness. Because right now, the only things I really, really need to worry about is getting my, bare minimum done. And I've only got 3 things left. Technically 2. I could just make it 1. But 3 max. And I should just... Right? I should just do it. I should just bite the bullet and get those 3 things done and call it a day, right? That's the reasonable thing to do. That's not probably what's going to happen. I can see myself, I can hear myself, like already trying to talk myself into just a little more. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna put my tomato timer on my freaking computer. I'm also trying to really stay focused on like the stuff I'm supposed to be doing at the time I'm supposed to be doing it. Okay, that's like another legit struggle for me. Is so like 10 o'clock is my witch business time, right? So like theoretically right now I should be working on actually setting up a checklist. I think in Trello is what I should be doing so that I can work on this quarterly goal, which I have less than 30 days to accomplish. Like if I was going to accomplish by the quarter, I'm not, by the way. It's gonna carry over into next quarter. I already know that, which is fine. But like, that's what I should be doing right now. I should not be gabbing with y'all. I should not be knitting. This should have been like done 7. It's not what happened. Now this said, this is going to be 2 rounds. I've got 7 more to do because we've already got the 1. So we got 3 rounds total. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it tomorrow, to like through it all tomorrow. Like, I don't know. So Yeah. That's where we are right now. Just yeah. All right. Speaking of, oh look, we made it to an hour. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm gonna cut and run because I have a shit ton to do. But I am gonna make sure that this is all set up for like the next go through. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody who follows me on Twitch, anybody who watches my videos at any point, whether you pop in live when you can or when you're so inclined, or you watch it on demand, or you find me on fucking YouTube and watch it there and whatnot. It means a lot to me that you take any of your time and spend it with me because you could be doing anything else with that time, and time is one thing that you don't get back. So it means something like when you give me some of it, right? So yay. Um, but and just so you can see, I know it's like curling like a motherfucker, but you can see this is it's the waist yarn section. Is this gray stripe right here? And what's going to happen is after I get my inch done here, which is going to be 7 more rounds, I'm going to transfer these stitches to these. And then I'm going to take this out and start doing the my brain just stopped. I'll be doing the heel. God, wow. Forgot how to word for their second. So we're done. That's it. I don't know why I'm setting this up as if I'm going to leave this on my desk. I'm not going to leave it on my desk because I need to do other things. But thanks for coming out. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and good night, Railings. And I will see you hopefully a little more put together and finishing up this section all the way tomorrow. All right, toodles.